Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of Stage Podcast. This is episode 3. We're down a host, but on this episode we have Buntyking. Say
Hey,
hello.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks man. We're here with SIE Craig, and
What's
we're going to be talking about a few things on this episode. We're going to start it off. Buntyking, you've recently had some interactions with Keemstar on Twitter. Would you like to explain those?
Well, I haven't really had any interactions with him exactly. I mean, he's just been like subtweeting me or of sorts, and he only really did it like once or twice, to be honest with you. It's kind of dead, to be honest. It happened last week. It kind of like came to a point where it was like, what the fuck day are we, man? Shit.
Today's Wednesday, I think.
Wednesday.
Yeah, so Wednesday. So it happened last week, Wednesday, and then it kind of came to a boiling point on Thursday during the Tommy C podcast. And then after that, he was just barking about how we're like me, Leon, Sear, who's hanging out with Keemstar, by the way. He's hanging out with Keemstar and fucking anything from views. But me, Leon, Sear, and Ricky Berg are like the new reply girls for 2017.
Yeah, I don't
Keemstar.
get that.
It's really just Keemstar being Keemstar. And but there's the telling thing for me is that he didn't want to use my name, which just shows that he's a pussy bitch. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah, he used everybody else's name, but he called
he has no problem. He has no problem calling
beard.
people's. Yeah, he didn't want to say my name, and rightfully so. Like, I can't blame the guy. Like, if he says my name, and as people become more aware that someone like me exists on the platform, he kind of, as an older guy, he has this he has this attitude. A lot of people knock him for being old, but him being old is kind of his advantage as well, because he's an older guy on YouTube, and therefore these younger kids think, who do think he's like cool, they think he's even cooler because he's older, like, oh, he's 30 something and he's older like that, and he's still cool. But someone like me rolls around who's also older. Like, I'm 28, I'm not in my 30s, but I fucking look better than the guy. I don't look it's really, he obviously doesn't want to say my name, and that's okay. But that also played in my favor too. And at the end of the day, I'm kind of thankful that he started barking, because it's not that I was really hurting for relevancy. I don't really give a shit. I'm just doing my thing, and people are coming and they're hanging out and they're enjoying my content, and there's more people every fucking week, and things are just growing, and we're on a roll here. And but when opportunities like this present themselves, and if he wants to fucking play ball, I'm more than happy to do that. And that's what I did when I recorded my video, and I talked shit on Tommy C's podcast, and I've just been talking shit nonstop ever since, just for fun. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. People are asking.
Yeah, it's pretty funny to.
And I'm not giving off the butthurt vibe either. I'm just kind of fucking.
No. Yeah.
I'm chill. Yeah.
Usually pretty laid back on Twitter, but it was pretty funny to see you go at Keemstar, like on the your podcast Twitter. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, that's so good. Because I really was laughing. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's being such a baby.
I was gonna ask, why do you think Keemstar wouldn't use your name specifically, considering he used Leon's name and Sear's name?
Well, he doesn't want to validate my existence. He doesn't want me to be. He wants to keep me out. When you block someone on Twitter, by the way, it's not like you don't want to see their content. And someone like Keemstar is, trust me, not a sensitive dude in terms of he likes to say that he's sensitive, or like, oh, I don't want this. But what he's really doing is he's trying to cut you out of his portion of the internet. Anyone that blocks someone, when I block someone, it really means that I'm cutting them off the internet, or from my side of the internet. Because then they won't be able to see who I'm interacting with. They won't be able to see like the people that are following me. They won't be able to see any of that stuff. I'm completely blocked to them. I don't even exist to them, unless they actually go to people who, like, the other people that they follow and happen to see me in their follow list, but that's about it. But apart from that, it's like, it's complete. I've only done that to one person. I mean, I've got a couple of people on block, because, and I don't really know, to be honest with you. I don't know why I blocked most of them, but there's one guy I blocked specifically, and he's another YouTuber. Because I just don't want him seeing who I'm interacting with, because I don't want him trying to capitalize from whatever my whatever successes I've attained in terms of social growth. But yeah, that's what it is. And he doesn't want to use my name, because he doesn't want to validate my existence. Because if he says Buntyking, people are going to suddenly realize who Buntyking is, and then his fans are going to go there and they're going to see me and they're going to talk to me, and then I'm going to be like really nice to them, because that's how I am. I'm a nice guy, and I'm not fake nice either. I don't care how big people are. I fucking
genuine.
talk to them like they're human beings. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And I'm not even a faggot about that either. I'm not like, oh, I'm the fucking nicest guy in the world. No, I'm not like that. Don't have some fucking god complex. I mean, they're chill. If I come at people the way they come at me, so if they're gonna come at me with respect and they're gonna be chill, I'm down to be chill with them. You know, if they're gonna be reasonable in the criticisms, I'm down to be reasonable with them. And I love criticism. I need it in order to grow. I like,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
good to have.
I'm nothing without criticism, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But if you come at me as a cunt, I'm gonna treat you like a cunt. I'll even quote tweet you and fucking roast you in front of everybody, and then everyone's gonna laugh at you, and then you're gonna privatize your account, like so many people have done before, because they're losers.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember on my voice crack on my old Twitter account. There are people who, well, on my old Twitter account, I just got suspended a little while ago. This guy got he and all of his friends to like report me. There's this. It's pretty new on Twitter. If multiple people report you in within like a certain amount of time, you'll just get auto suspended, and they won't even review your account.
That's fucked
Uh,
up. That's a fucked
yeah.
up thing, actually. That's
I
really
got
screwed up.
banned for it was something that you can't get unsuspended for. I think it was harassment. It was some section like that, and so there was no chance of me getting unbanned. I requested or emailed them like 3 different times, and no such luck. So that kind of sucks. But anyways, I just remember people would always quote tweets when they got mad. But I thought it was funny to see like people who had like no followers to do that, and then they'd have nobody to back them up. I think that's pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I also wanted to ask you, you said, I think it was on Tommy's podcast, you were talking about starting new projects and you're going into an office building with other creators. Is that what you said?
Yeah, man. It's gonna be fucking cool. I'm really
Yeah,
excited.
that's pretty
yeah.
cool. Can you talk about that a little bit, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So the company's name is Mocor, and I'm actually I have an email with them, so it's bunty@mocor.tv,
Oh, cool.
and it's essentially like this. It's this production company, and they've got a couple of projects. One of them is called the MTL Blurb, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't want to go ahead and presume that we're gonna change things, but I think that the working title for like future projects once we get to a more international level is just gonna be called like something like the Blurb or something like that. But essentially, what it was is we have Montreal is a very artistic city. Like it's one of the most European cities in like the north, of like the western hemisphere we're talking
Yeah,
about
I
here.
get you.
And it's also like the most European city, so it's got it's like some romanticism to it, and we got a lot of creatives here and people who do all sorts of things. When it's they're creative, when they're creatives in their the way they serve beer or the way they like DJ or stuff like that. They're just it's just we got so many people who have a voice here and they want to be heard. So I started kind of just got brought on board by these guys, and we just did a couple of videos. And they also do videos with other personalities in Montreal, but those personalities aren't like big personalities. They're just normal people, really. They just they're like, do you want to do a blurb, and you want to come over and we'll like sit down, give you some wine, and you just fucking talk shit, and then we'll put out a video.
That's cool.
And it's like it's a community centric video, and it's really about community building. And that's one of the things that I really love. I love building communities. It's because it's just I love connecting people to one
Yeah, that's
another.
cool, man.
In like a non like fucking Ponzi scheme way. Like I don't want to do that shit. But it's just like because you're only as good as the people that you know. And if you don't know anyone, and if nobody likes you, then you're nobody.
Yeah,
You know
you
what I
can't
mean? Like,
find
you
any
could
way
be-
to grow and meet new
You could,
people.
yeah, exactly. You could be good on your own, but generally, when you're good on your own, you tend to attract people to you, and then because you're good on your own, you're able to go ahead and give back to these people and invest in them and stuff like that. And that's something that I really pride myself on being able to do, because I'm generally a happy person, and I'm able to go ahead and just project that happiness onto other people and make them feel good about themselves and get them to want to work with me.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
so this thing that we're doing essentially, we've been working on this place called Buonasera. It's fucking Buonanete. It's like some
okay.
Italian supper club.
Oh, cool.
Clubs are huge here in Montreal. There's like we have a street just loaded with clubs on Saint Laurent. We just go there and we just would film. And now we're moving into a place that's right next to TriStar Gym. I don't know if you watch MMA, but TriStar Gym is a big fucking MMA gym in the UFC, and it's one that George St. Pierre fights out of, and a lot of known MMA fighters fight out of. and we're gonna be moving into an office that's literally right next to it. And
Oh wow, that's
it's
pretty
like a
big.
nice place. It's like a nice place, the hardwood floorings and like an office area and like another like it's got two offices and it's got a big open area and we're gonna be chilling there. It's gonna be a good
Yeah, that's
fucking
pretty
time.
professional, huh?
Yeah, and you know I'm gonna be probably doing a lot of work from there. So a lot of the writing is gonna be done from there, and a lot of the filming is gonna be done from there, and then eventually the editing is gonna be done from there. Obviously, I think I'm gonna bring a lot home, but you know,
Hmm.
essentially, yeah, my live streams are also gonna be done from there. Like,
Oh wow.
it's gonna be we're working on a gaming channel that's gonna have MMA fighters. You know, MMA
Wow.
centric fighter. Yeah, so it's gonna be
That's
like there's gonna be
crazy.
MMA fighters coming on, and we're gonna be playing party games and stuff like that. And yeah, because I don't know if you watch MMA.
No.
I watch a
You
bit
don't?
of
You
it.
guys, you watch a bit of it. Well, I don't know if you noticed that a lot of MMA people a lot of people who enjoy MMA also really enjoy video games because
Hmm.
they do target video game ads for them in the octagon and shit like that. So,
Hmm.
um, so yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. So we're moving to an office. I'm actually really excited to move to an office because I know there's people in Montreal that want to meet me, and I'm not very public with my home address because I don't want people knocking on my because I live with my parents. But
Oh yeah.
once I'm in an office, like I don't mind people coming in and saying, "Hey, Bunty, what's up?" Like I'm
Oh
this
really?
person from Twitter. Like I have no problem with that
Wow.
at all. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like
pretty
really
rare
cool.
to see. Like a lot of people, or most YouTubers, are pretty private. Like
Yeah, very close with their.
I remember,
yeah.
we were talking about Keemstar earlier. Did you ever see one of his tweets? He said that kids showed up to his door and he shot them with a
The
BB
paintball
gun.
Or is that
Oh, a
paintball
paintball gun. Yeah, it was a paintball gun.
gun.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Keemstar is a bit of a loser. I think we can all establish that. I mean, the kid shouldn't be showing up to his door, but doesn't he shoot them with a paintball gun? I also don't think maybe he shot them with a paintball gun. I think that he was just playing it up for the views.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
I-
but no, it's just yeah. I love meeting people. I love
Yeah, that's pretty
everyone, and I think that if you interact with me and you want to really meet me, then you should meet me, and I'm down to talk to you. You know, and that's just the way it is. I mean, there is definitely the fear factor that what if some guy wants to fucking hurt me? But I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1", and I weigh 180, and I'm not like some fucking guy that you look like you can just push over. You know?
Yeah, not really a threat.
No, not really.
Um,
Yeah.
I think it was on Tommy's podcast too. You said that you had your first experience like that, like somebody recognized you for the first time. Isn't that right?
Yeah. So yeah, it was fucking. I was at a bar.
Uh huh.
And this was like this is Christmas evening, and we have a tradition here where on Christmas Eve we go to this one bar called Pioneer, and it's somewhere in Montreal. It's an area of Montreal called Pointe Claire,
Oh, cool.
and yeah, so everyone goes to this bar, and I didn't get to go there, but on Christmas night we end up going to another bar in Pointe Claire called McKibben's, and it's an Irish bar. And I'm telling you, the entire fucking borough just shows up there. Everyone that I know growing up is there,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
and
that
it was
must've been a
so
nice
interesting.
experience.
But because also, I mean, obviously, like people who were 8 years younger than me also ended up showing up there because I'm 28, and like when I was 18, they were like fucking 10. So it's like I would see them on school buses and shit like that. And now
Oh,
here I
yeah.
am seeing them. Like now I can fuck them. That's fucking crazy. Like it's nuts. So for me, it was just weird seeing all these people, and obviously because I've been so active in the community in terms of like e-media, these people have been seeing me on Facebook. They're like, "Yo, I love your videos," and people who I don't even know are seeing my videos, and they're coming up to me and they're like, "What's up?" And one guy came up to me and he was like, "Listen, I do this. I have this catering business. I really would like to work there. I'd love to just get something started with you. Like I need advertisement. I need we're a small business. We just need to grow, and like if you could just get us some airtime, we can provide you meals." And I was like, wow, dude.
Wow.
I'm like, that's
That's
so
crazy.
sick. And it was so crazy because it was the first time someone's come up to me and been like, can you help me?
That's
before
really
it was,
cool, dude.
Yeah, before it was like,
Yeah.
before it was like, people would just be like, fucking, I'd just be another guy, and I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
But this time, people are fucking like, suddenly I have like some kind of clout, and yeah, and the best part is it's not getting to my head, which is just beautiful because
Yeah.
I'm just chilling. I'm really just chilling.
Yeah,
and
you
just-
really do seem like a really genuine guy. Like I
Way
DM'd
back.
you a little while ago, and you responded really normally. That was pretty cool. And
Yeah, I
just
mean,
wanted-
how do you expect people to respond?
Yeah, like usually people would be like just if they did want to, they'd be like kind of rude about it. Like, I don't know if you saw Keemstar said that he actually wanted a guest on our podcast, and then he DM'd me, "Wake up now!"
That's 6 a.m.
Yeah, and I replied to him later, and then he never got back to me. So
That was like 3 weeks
don't
ago.
know.
I think that's like.
Yeah.
I think that's just about out the door.
yeah, probably. But
Yeah.
I just want to say it's pretty cool to see how much your channel has grown recently and the opportunities that you're getting when you're like a relatively, I mean, not a small channel, but like just still growing, and it's pretty cool to see channels like yours get recognition like this.
You know what? I think the one takeaway is that, if you're gonna be yourself, just be yourself.
Mhm.
And people say be yourself all the time, and nobody knows what the fuck that means. And I think that the people who generally say be yourself aren't really being themselves. But I'm telling you, by being myself, like I've literally just been myself the whole time, and well, not the whole time. For the last 3 months, I've been myself. I've been fucking off the chain crazy.
Mhm.
When I want to say something, I say it. However passionate I want to say it. I want to say fuck you to someone, I'll say fuck you to someone. Doesn't matter who they are. Like if they're being rude and they deserve a fuck you, I'll tell them fuck you. But I'm not gonna. Obviously I won't go to harass them. I don't want to fucking get people to be harassed and shit like that.
Mhm.
That'd be really annoying. If anyone does piss me off, or most of the time what ends up happening is that if someone is really just annoying, unless I see an opportunity for a meme, I just mute them. I just mute them and I forget they exist. So
Oh,
I
really?
don't. I don't know if you've noticed. If you look to my timeline, it's very rare that I'll call someone a faggot or I'll call someone like a cunt or something like that. And if I do, it's only the one time, and then I mute. Because if I get a negative reaction out of someone, someone makes me feel negative, I just mute right away. If I don't feel positive, if I don't get like some kind of like, oh, this guy's chill and I want to talk to this person vibe,
Mhm.
muted, gone. And they're
I
dead
wish
to me.
the Twitter muting was better because if you
You
try
still
to
see
mute
it.
people, yeah, you still
yeah,
see
yeah,
it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
I know. I hope that they can change that. That'd be really cool, actually.
Mhm.
It would just be beautiful to get rid of entirely. There's
Mhm.
people that I think I've muted so many people, man. So many people. Like some people. This one guy came up to me and his name is I don't know. Prolifgate or Profilgate or something like that, or
Oh, is that the
Profilgate.
guy that you quote tweeted a little while ago?
No.
No.
This is some other guy, and he just tagged me in a tweet. I think his tweet was like, take a shot every time Buntyking laughs at one of his own jokes, or like laughs at one of his own bad jokes or something like that. And he's like, oh wait, that's like a death or something like that. That's a death sentence or something.
Oh
like that.
wow, God.
Or like alcohol poisoning or something, right?
Yeah. And I was just like, all right, dude. I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, why? I was like, and actually, I actually replied to his tweet with just a zoomed in picture of his face. I just like
the
zoomed
best
in,
way
I
to
sent it, and he's
respond.
like, why'd you send this to me? You're trying to point out that I'm handsome. I'm like, all right, well, this guy has an ego, so
Yeah.
let's just
What?
chill out here for a second. And then I was like, well, and then I gave him a video. I'm like, listen, you don't like my Twitter replies, but I don't know. I reply with Twitter videos because it's the most fucking. It's the best way I can get some things across because you see my face, I'm talking to you, and I'm if I don't sound aggressive, and if I laugh, it's because I'm just laughing. I don't know, I just laugh a lot. I don't laugh at my own jokes per se. I laugh at maybe because I say something insane. Like when I say something insane, like in my most recent video that I just put up about podcasts, I said like we're producing content so that you can enjoy your shit life. And
Oh yeah, I just saw that.
and I laughed after that because obviously I don't think that everyone has a shit life, and I just laughed because it sounds so crazy that I just said that. So I'm not laughing at the fact that I said that at that joke. I'm laughing at the fact that I said it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I explained that to him, and he's like fuck you. He's like just losing his mind. And he asked me to kill myself and stuff like that. I was like, all right,
Oh,
man,
wow.
muted. I'm like out of here. And this guy looks like he wants to create stuff. He looks like he wants to work with creators, and instead of fucking working with me, he chooses to be a cunt. The one guy that'll actually go ahead and give him the time of day, doesn't matter what his content is like. If I see that he's passionate about his content, I'll fucking work with him. And now it's never gonna happen. Like if he tweeted at me, he's like, yo, I'm sorry. I'd be like, yo, fuck off, we're done.
Well, you know what's interesting about that is people will always tweet at YouTubers like that, and I'll be honest, I used to be guilty of that before. Some of my friends and I would fuck around about Leafy is here, but
Yeah,
they don't
well,
really
I mean-
expect a reply. but when you end up getting a reply, it's like it can be like, oh, what? So that probably confused the guy.
Well, I mean, I've seen, I ended up like seeing that he like retweeted something negative that someone said to me. So because I always like I'll go back to some of the negative comments. I'll see that he retweeted something recently, and he like tweeted at the guy who's actually my friend, and it was like not even really something. It was like banter, and he was like, "Yo, he's like, yo, follow me, and we'll work on a video against Bunty." I was like, oh, "Fuck!" I'm like, "Dude, shut up, man." I didn't respond. I didn't respond to it. I just like looked at it. I was like, "Oh, dumb," and it was so sad. It was just a fucking sad situation.
But
really yeah, funny. I mean, I think we kind of like I don't know, I lost track of what I was talking about, but it just comes down to being genuine, man. You want to be a genuine person. I think that people like that, and I think that people inherently, want to communicate with one another, and when they see someone that they can fucking jive with, then it's cool. That's really all it is. That's really all it is, and it does. Like I said, Sear actually said it best because I was on a Skype call. He said he's like, I don't really care about who I want to be friends with. He's like, or who, like, it's just a number to me, like in terms of like who's got what channel size or what. He's like, I just want to be friends with people, like, and I think friends, can be like doesn't need to be a huge YouTuber. It can just be a cool YouTuber, like that's all it is. And like, I don't care, man. If someone's cool, they're cool, and I won't have a problem retweeting their stuff if it's cool. But if their stuff's cringy, then I won't retweet it, or I won't or maybe I won't interact with them. But if they're cool and they're genuine and they're not trying hard, that's it. That's why I don't reply. Like, that's why, like, when I got thrown in with those fucking, when me, Leon, and Sear got thrown in with Ricky Burbick, I was a little pissed off because, well, I love Ricky Burbick. I think I think he's like, if we're gonna get really serious here, I think that he is an inspiration to people with his condition.
Yeah, that's
because people with his condition and people who are handicapped in general, they're pitied by the public. And they may not feel like they need to be pitied, especially if they were born that way. And here he is. He's a guy who's like kind of normalizing it and he's embracing it, and it's brave of him to do that, and it resonates with people. So, but at the same time, it is annoying that he kind of like tweets at everyone with a video reply a lot of times. He's been toning it down and back a little bit. He's been doing like some normal replies, but for the most part, if you go to his Twitter feed, you'll just see reply after every.
Yeah, when I first saw his account months ago, I just instantly muted him because I saw him on literally every tweet I saw. Yeah. But he seems like I don't even remember what video it was in, but it was somebody making a video with it was in the YouTube Awards. That's what it was. I think was Ricky in that?
Yeah, he was in the
it must have been there.
Yeah. No, so here's the thing, right? I mean, it's like, fuck, Sear, Leon, and myself, we don't do that. We reply, if we do reply with the Twitter video, it's because we feel like the video, putting it in video format is going to be more impactful than writing it in text. Yeah. That's the only reason why we do that. I mean, I'm speaking for both Sear and Leon here. Obviously, I shouldn't be, but I assume based on the fact that I think that they have integrity, that's why they would do it, because that's the same reason why I do it. So when we get lumped in with like that, I was just like, for me, when Keemstar was being like that, it just looked like, and even anything for views, it was just like, it really seemed like they weren't actually bothered by the issue, but they were trying to keep us down. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Sense. And I don't know what's going on with Sear, because I think that's now Keemstar's hanging out with Sear and stuff like that, so I don't know what it is. I think it's just all is drama, or maybe they're trying to clue us in. I have no fucking clue what's happening. I don't get why Keemstar even said that about Sear, because I hardly ever see Sear use Twitter video replies, at least. Yeah, no, he doesn't. Yeah, but he does use Twitter video, but he doesn't use Twitter video replies. And fucking, what's his name? When anything reviews block me, like, I genuinely wasn't bothered, but I was definitely surprised because I've only sent 2 tweets to that guy, and they were both text. Wow. And the last one was I called him fucking fat, and that's probably why he blocked me. Of course, he's gonna go ahead and say that it's just because I have Twitter replies, video replies, but it isn't, because he's sensitive, and I called him fat, which he is, by the way. He's fat. Only Max Mofo can call him fat. He needs to lose weight. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And the only reason why he's relevant once again is because of his and I hate friends. Actually, you know what? Let me take that back. I don't want to use the word relevant. I think that is a really shit word that people who don't know YouTube end up using. But the only reason why he is at the position that he's at now is because of his friends Max Mofo and iDubbbz and Filthy Frank. And good for him. Like good for him. That's great. Amazing. I wish I had a friend that was like. In some ways, my buddy Ginger Heat is like that. I mean, Ginger Heat wants to produce content. my buddy Jason, who's the another co-host on my
Yeah, on
podcast,
the-
he wants to
your
use,
podcast,
he wants to upload videos, but at the same time, you know, like and they actively participate in the community. So if I can help them grow, that's great. You know,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm not a vindictive person. I'm not really, you know, angry. And when I say Chad's fat, I'm really memeing. If he's happy with himself, he's happy with himself. But I'm not gonna lie, I really do believe that he blocked me because I called him fat. Because until then, I wasn't even mentioned by him in that original tweet. I don't know if you guys saw. He mentioned something about Leon and Ricky ruining Twitter video, and then I came to their defense and I called him fat, and then he blocked me.
I don't know. He does have fat cunt tattooed on his stomach.
People do the strangest things, man, to compensate for some kind of issue.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a terrible tattoo to have on his stomach, by the way.
Yeah, he's got some
at the
ugly
age of like 80,
tattoos.
that's gonna look pretty bad.
Well, I mean,
He has like
if he decides to
makes
lose
it.
weight.
If he
Yeah.
makes it to 80.
Oh my gosh, that looks so weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
He has a tattoo of iDubbbz on his ass and a bro fist on his ass too, I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Well.
fun.
Yeah.
Pretty weird.
There was one thing I wanted to ask you. I guess we just kind of talked about it, but what was with Ginger Heat in the background of your interview with Tommy C?
Oh, that was funny.
So that was so the night before the interview, I was like, you know what? Like Tommy C's interviews are pretty, for the most part, regular. Like just two guys talking to each other.
Yeah.
And I'm a natural entertainer at heart, man. I've always wanted to fucking make people laugh. Always, you know, enjoyed, you know, providing quality entertainment to people. It goes way back to when I would write a column on the college newspaper. Like I really enjoy being entertaining, and I want to give something that's different. So, you know, I was like, let's fucking make it different, man. I'm like, yo, Ginger, you wanna fucking just hang out in the back, just get drunk and fucking
Yeah, his underwear.
just get up in your underwear and I'll act like you don't exist. And he's like, that's a fucking amazing idea.
It was legendary.
And next thing you know, amazing fucking interview. Like everyone was saying
Yeah,
that
it was great.
that was Tommy's
Oh.
best interview.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure it was in a way because it was nonstop laughs. It was just like us talking shit.
Yeah, it was funny.
I roasted Keemstar once on that one, and then I roasted him again. Like it's just so stupid. It's like ridiculous. I love it.
Good
Again
And
about
that I think is why he doesn't want to say my name. He knows exactly who the fuck I am. He doesn't want to say my name because it's apparent. It is very easy to see. Like, and I'm gonna suck my own dick here. I'm gonna put I'm gonna get right down to the fucking balls here. It's amazing. It's easy to see how charismatic I am because that's just who I am. So there you go.
And you don't see many YouTubers as charismatic as you nowadays. They're very laid back. I wouldn't even say laid back. They're very, I don't really know the word for it, but they're just not as energetic. They're just kind of
yeah, that's for
edgy.
sure.
Well,
Try to
they
act
fall
edgy.
into like this normal thing that they just do.
yeah.
They just do this normal thing, and that's all it is, you know. And I think a lot of them are also afraid of becoming irrelevant, so they keep doing the same thing that they're doing because they're like, oh, well, this is what people want me for. There's no like room for change, no room for growth. There's no room for experimentation. Really, they just become these people. PewDiePie is starting to do it.
Yeah, I
He's
was
starting to
just
experiment a lot more. I think he's
Yeah.
awesome, and
I was
he's
just
doing
gonna
well.
say.
You know, he's always been doing well, but he's doing. It seems like he's having fun, honestly, and he's being more of himself. He's like, even if his himself is less happy or something like that, or like less fucking out there and in your face. For the most part, like you know, like I said, I'm a naturally happy person. So for me, I just kind of fucking. I'm always happy. I'm always chilling. I'm always ready to laugh. Like if something funny happens, I'm always ready to laugh. So.
Yeah. Speaking of PewDiePie, I never watched his videos. I didn't really like them. I thought they were I don't know, not like for kids, I guess, but just like I don't know, not immature humor. I don't know what to call it, but he's really changed his videos over the
There's so much more
over the
enjoyable.
past. Yeah, I just subbed to him a little while ago. He
Yeah,
makes
same.
good videos now. It's pretty cool to see creators like him, who's obviously the biggest YouTuber on the platform, actually like change their content and
Yeah, and
do
like,
something new rather than somebody like Leafy is here who just made the same video
the
every
same
single
bullying
day.
video every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he actually and like the good thing with the Fiverr thing too is that Jesus guy, he's like he's so popular now. He's making so much money off of
Yeah,
just
it really
making
helped
little
those guys
30-second videos, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, for at some point, what ends up happening is you do end up getting branding opportunities. And I've had someone who said, he wants me to, like, if I can get, like, so many people to download an app, they'll pay me like $500.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I've denied it because it was for some shit app. I was like,
Oh.
and like at the end of the day, I'm not gonna because I don't want to just sell out. I want to make money, but I'm not just gonna sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And
Speaking
yeah.
of that, there's this shitty Marvel game that's been advertised on like all the or a ton of channels that I watch. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's annoying, huh? Like when you get like these like companies mass contact these YouTubers and then pay them an X amount. I don't know. That's the thing. Like for me, I would love to connect with a sponsor that will mesh well with the brand that I'm establishing, and the brand that I'm establishing is like a no bullshit brand. Like I'm gonna fucking if I don't shy away from saying the word faggot. I don't shy away from saying the word nigger. Because I've been called a nigger, and I own that word. And for me, it doesn't. Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't mute my mic.
It's all good.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you want to sponsor something that you actually like, and or something that actually goes with what you do. You don't want to just do something completely random.
Exactly. And I think that as time goes on, we're gonna it'll be like they'll realize that it's like cool, it's okay. I am a comedian. Essentially, I am a comedian. I'm like like I just want to make people laugh. So
yeah.
I can get away with saying things that are insane. But at the same time, I am trying to push the agenda. I'm trying to normalize these words and kind of remove them from the power of actual racists, because people use the words and they're not homophobic. They're not being homophobic.
Yeah.
When someone calls someone a faggot, they're not,
Yeah, I say faggot
like,
all the time. I don't mean it like
I mean,
that.
I've got gay friends,
Yeah.
and they're fucking cool, and I'll hang out with them one on one, like it's fucking cool. But I'll use the word faggot, like, because I'm calling my friend a faggot. And it's not because I'm not calling him a faggot because he sucks dick. I'm just calling him a faggot because because he's being a faggot, something like that.
Yeah.
And now it's almost in some ways for me uses a term of endearment. Like I'll say it in a way because
say it jokingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a joke.
There's people like social justice warriors who get super offended by these things when that's not really the intent that they have. Like people will get angry over, like you just said, somebody calling somebody a faggot when you're just trying to.
It's really a sad state of humanity that we're in right now.
You're not saying I hate gay people. You're just calling your friend a fag.
They're just too much into this identity politics bullshit. No one's like really being themselves. No one's actually being themselves. They're all being who they think they should be based on a image presented by the mass media. So the mass media will say, or that includes social media, like these big social media companies, like fucking, these online publications like BuzzFeed and Huffington Post and all, and they're like, in order for you to be considered a good person, you need to accept that you have white privilege, and you need to own the fact that you have white privilege, and you need to be quiet when black people are talking about their problems or colored people are talking about their problems. Oh, and by the way, you can't say colored people anymore. You have to say people of color, because it's not nice to say it that way. You got to say colored people. You got to say people of color. and then people are like, they're just acting like they're just doing what they're told. They're not really being themselves, and they're fucking losing their minds. And I can see it, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
People are just tripping, and it's gonna change soon.
There's two different sides. There's like the really, really overly sensitive people like BuzzFeed, and then there's the really super edgy, unfunny people like yeah. It kind of reminds me, or not even reminds me, but it's like directly related to it, like people who will just push their political beliefs on people and not tolerate other ones, like people on Twitter. I think it's deplorable, like people who will put deplorable in their name and like troll people online and try to at least.
That deplorable thing. How old are you guys, by the way?
I'm 16.
You're 16. 18. Okay, cool. And that's another thing I've noticed. And do you guys know each other in real life?
No.
See, that's fucking sick. How sick is that, man? I think that's really sick, because I wouldn't have thought that. Before, when anyone would interact online, it was because they knew each other.
Yeah.
A lot of these people that do podcasts and stuff like that, it's because they fucking know each other. Sorry, let me just close my computer here real quick because I'm getting distracted and my computer's being really loud. Yeah, and it's really cool that you guys met each other online and now you guys are working on something together. You guys are creating something together, and that's the future.
Mhm.
And I think that eventually we're going to come to a point where people are just going to be chilling and they're just going to be able to just talk to each other. And yeah, sure, we're going to have arguments and stuff like that, but I think at its core, it's never going to be like something insane.
Mhm.
It is the whole deplorable thing was so interesting because when Hillary said that, I never really realized, because I wasn't a Trump supporter, I never realized just how much that pissed people off. Because
Yeah.
obviously there were people who weren't racist that were voting for Trump, and there's a majority of people who aren't racist that are voting for Trump, and of course there's a minority that are maybe vocal that are racist and voting for Trump, but they're not all deplorables.
Yeah.
And that was fucked up, a fucked up thing to say. So I mean, I think that trolling, these guys who go around with these deplorable in their name on Twitter and they troll, they're kind of pointing out the stupidity in that statement, and that frame of mind, like that these people these people have no value because they think a certain way, it's even the most racist dude needs to be invited to the conversation, because the most racist because real racism doesn't hold up. It doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Real bigotry doesn't hold up, man. If you're there and if you're confronted by a gay person, and that gay person just talking to you like a normal human being, and you hated gay people, you will not continue to hate gay people.
Yeah, really.
Because you're just a product of your environment. So that's really all it is.
I was just talking about this with my friend the other day. We were talking about how when anytime there's like a group, like the whole the Black Lives Matter group, like with the that kidnapping a while ago.
Yeah,
There's people who are
yeah.
in groups that will make the entire group look horrible when really it's only a select part of them that are actually bad, and most of them are fine.
Yeah.
Like not all feminists are crazy feminazis that you see online and
No,
with
exactly,
BuzzFeed.
exactly.
It's just some people. It's like a vocal minority. They just make everybody look bad,
Yeah.
which sucks. So
Yeah, that's it. I agree. I totally agree. It's always the minority that makes people look bad, and it's just and at the end of the day, it's actually a minority that's controlling everyone in terms of like what they're led to believe, and right now there's a whole bunch of people in the middle that just kind of want to start talking to people, and that's people like you and me, and we just want to fucking chill and just just joke around, like
Yeah.
Have a good time.
laugh at shit that people normally wouldn't laugh at. Like honestly, the word nigger isn't a funny word, the word faggot isn't a funny word, but when it's used in a certain way, it becomes funny because we're using it in a way that makes that devalues the word. It
Yeah.
devalues it. It makes it less impactful. So when someone just uses it, now it doesn't mean anything. It's like it's not hurtful anymore. When
Yeah.
someone calls me a sand nigger, I laugh. I'm like, whatever, dude.
yeah.
It's like, okay.
I think it was on I just remember hearing about this when I was younger. It was on the Oprah show. Some rapper came on and talked about trying to like normalize the word and take the meaning out of it, like what you were saying earlier. So it's interesting to see
Yep.
how people can get offended when they
I'm
have
talking with
like
Jack right now.
no real reason to get
I'll
offended,
be up in
like
10 minutes.
white people on Twitter who will scream at people for saying stuff like that, and
Oh
yeah,
man,
just-
I'm not a big fan of white people. That wow, you could totally just stop it right there. And no, I'm really
That's
just
the
not a
end.
fan of white people who are down to just
get
kind
offended
of tell
for other people.
kind of tell people like me who have actually suffered from racism
Yeah.
when I was younger. I mean, listen, it's been ages and ages that I haven't had a racist encounter with anyone. So for me, it's like not even a thought that I'm like, oh, am I gonna go here and get fucking treated differently? That's not an issue.
Yeah.
But back in the day when it was a problem, I had a fucking hard time, and it really pissed me off that these people of privilege who've never seen a fucking hard day in their life telling me that I should be pissed off at white people for certain things like this, or I should be doing things this way. Like, fuck off! You don't tell me what
Yeah.
to do. And I'm cool with that white guy next to me talking about racism. I'm cool with that white guy talking to me about race issues or women's issues.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that because I want to hear what he has to say because it's important. I could learn something from him. And by shutting people out of the fucking conversation, you're not learning anything. You're just listening to yourself fucking talk in an echo chamber, and that
Yeah.
shit tells you nothing. You're gonna learn nothing by being in an echo chamber. Like everyone's saying the same thing you're saying. How are you supposed to fucking grow?
Yeah, that's
Wow,
true.
that was deep.
Yeah. Interesting insight, and it's true. Like you won't see a normal person, just an average person, be super racist or super homophobic in this time. Really, it's just
Yeah.
as I said earlier, like a vocal minority, or not even really a vocal minority. Sometimes it's just yeah, people online getting offended over things that they really shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be, yeah. A little soft or something, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just interesting. It's really interesting. Life's fun though. Honestly, I just find that life's cool. I really hope that I never ever end up getting suspended on Twitter because I do push the envelope, but yeah, I really hope that's no fucking losers get all fucked up. That's why I try to,
Yeah.
like I said, that's why I really just mute people sometimes and I just
Yeah.
ignore them because but at the end of the day,
Yeah,
and
it was pretty annoying when I got suspended. It was right when my Twitter started getting followers again, so I was annoyed.
when you got when you got suspended, what did you get suspended for if you don't mind me asking?
It was this. It was that. It was this group of people who all reported me at once. Like I said, and they reported me for. Here, let me check. I can go to report somebody and see what pops up, what the message says, and I'll just cancel it. Report. Um, yeah, they're being abusive or harmful. So if you do that and it gets a certain amount, like within a certain time, it'll you can just get auto suspended. It's kind of funny. I just remembered on my old Twitter account, Cobalt Cobra and a ton of his friends a really really long time ago, all tweeted me at once, and I think they were trying to report me all too, but I didn't get suspended then because that was a while before that feature was implemented.
So wait,
And
so essentially you're saying that like, what but was your tweet considerable? Was
yeah,
your tweet
yeah, it
your tweet
Yeah.
was like being abusive. You were
Yeah, I
definitely
think I
being
called him a
abusive.
faggot or something.
Oh yeah. That'll
But
do
it's just small things like that. Like, let's see, what, two of my friends have been suspended, and one of my friends, like, actually, I mean, like, he kind of or he did deserve it. Like, he's trolling on Twitter. Like, he's not being serious, but he says some fucked stuff. But so it definitely makes sense that he got suspended. But another one of my friends was literally on a private account, and he somehow got suspended. So I have no idea how that happened. It's
Mhm.
weird. Yeah, weird.
That's fucked up, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, I might have to. Then I guess I might have to tone back words like faggot
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
just don't get like a certain group of people mad at you,
Yeah.
or if you do, don't get them mad at you while you're tweeting stuff like that. You just gotta be
Yeah,
careful on Twitter now.
exactly. Yeah. I guess like after a while, like after a while, it goes far back, but I'm sure that people will dig that up.
Yeah.
Calling people
Oh,
faggot
yeah.
and stuff like that. But at the same time, I guess we'll cross that bridge when it does happen. But I guess I guess I'm just gonna refrain from calling people faggots.
It's
And-
pretty
and,
annoying, yeah. Like
And
like when it's
yeah,
obviously
A joke.
like in a joking manner, yeah. You can just get people suspended for it for I mean, I guess there is a reason, but again, in a joking way, it's pretty
Yeah.
lame. And
yeah,
Twitter
no.
now, they don't have real people go over appeals, so it's impossible to get unbanned.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can get in touch with someone at Twitter in terms of like, because I know some people at YouTube, and I could maybe pull something from there. But yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like, there's maybe they'll know someone that works at Twitter or something like that. That'd be really cool. So.
Yeah, I was trying to contact some people who worked there, but like ones that had like not too many followers to see if they'd reply, but they didn't. So that kind of
Mhm.
sucks.
I'm gonna like one of the things that happened was that I contacted someone that I know who knew someone at Facebook,
Oh wow.
and because Facebook is bought by Instagram,
Mhm.
Instagram for some reason at one point someone reported my website, or maybe got auto flagged, but it got because my website was a redirect. it would redirect to my YouTube gaming page.
Yeah.
It flagged it as spam. So
What?
my website, which was like buntyking.com, got flagged as spam. So I was no longer able to use buntyking.com
Wow.
on Facebook or Instagram, and my Instagram account on top of that was locked out.
Wow.
Like, so even after I removed the link,
Uh-huh.
it wouldn't let me post any photos on my Instagram. So my Instagram was like dead for like 3-4 months.
That's
Until I was
fucking
like, why don't I just ask this guy who I know who works at YouTube and be like, do you know anyone that works at Facebook? And then I sent him my address.
Yeah.
I send him my my domain name and stuff like that. And next thing you know, like a day later, he's like, it's fixed. So I got whitelisted
wow.
again. But I wasn't
That's
even able
cool.
to share buntyking.com on my Facebook. It was fucking telling me I couldn't. So I'm hoping that maybe he knows someone at Twitter too, because that'd be really fucking beautiful. Because if in case anything crazy like that happens, where I get reported for some crazy shit,
Yeah, that's cool.
I could at least talk to someone, and be like, listen, guys, come on. I mean, I feel like anybody once they talk to me, I'm like, really, guys? Like, you really think I'm a bad guy? Do you really fucking think I'm a bad guy?
Yeah.
Like, it would never be like that. Because I genuinely do not want to piss people off. I want to get people. I want to get people, like, in some ways, I guess, motivated to talk to one another and just to chill. I think that's a theme that I keep coming back to, chilling.
Yeah,
Just
chilling.
chill, fuck. Dude, I just want to chill, man.
Uh-huh.
Just
just
have
wanna
fun
chill.
and relax, yeah.
Yeah, I
Nothing
just want to
serious.
fucking talk. I just want to be like friendly with people, and I tell people I love them all the time. People come and tweet at me, and they're like, "I love you," and I respond with, "I love you." The majority of my tweets are positive.
Yeah.
Like that's really all it is. Like if you see me, I'm generally tweeting with smiles. I'm not really fucking getting in people's faces and calling them names.
Yeah, I just discovered your channel a little while ago on the Hot Wet Soup podcast, and I noticed you seemed like a pretty cool guy, so I checked out your channel and stuff, and
Yeah.
wasn't disappointed. You got some pretty good videos, dude.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
So
So yeah.
yeah,
I think we covered everything.
yeah, I think we're good.
Really?
Yeah,
I think so.
Oh, you guys have a shorter podcast. Huh?
yeah, we usually do like 45 minutes.
Oh, that's fucking cool, man. That's really cool. I thought normally we go our podcasts go for over an hour.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. All right. Awesome, man.
You
thanks for
wanna-
coming on, man.
Before
My
we
pleasure.
go,
My
do you
absolute
wanna
pleasure.
do you want to plug your podcast real quick?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, sure. I always feel bad doing that. Yeah. So if you guys want to listen to more of my stuff, you can always go ahead and follow me on YouTube, which is Buntyking. Just search Buntyking and you'll find me there. Also at Mr. Buntyking on Twitter. And if you want to listen to the podcast, it is on SoundCloud and YouTube on SoundCloud and iTunes and Google Music. And all you need to do is type in your mom's favorite podcast and you'll find it. And that's it.
Awesome.
thanks for coming on, man.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for having me, and I'm glad you guys. I'm glad I was able to talk to you guys.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Pleasure to have you on.
Alright,
If you
peace.
want to follow the podcast Twitter, you can follow Stage Podcast on Twitter. This is actually the first time we've actually promoted it. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter will be on the screen, and same with Craig's. So
Yep.
thank you for listening, everybody. Goodbye.